What's going on? Move the Mouse here, back in City Skylines, the town of Rosewood, episode number 30-something. It doesn't really matter at this point. You're either here for it or you're not, and I appreciate those of you that are here for it. So, happy Friday. A little behind schedule this week, but hopefully got this one out on time. I won't know for sure until a few hours from now, but cutting a little close. So, the bones, right? The city itself, I like the layout of this one. There's definitely some spots that I think we could fill in a little more, like, ooh, we had a good fire here last episode, I think. You know, would this be filled in? Probably, yes. Would there at least be some parks or something cutting through there? I think so. So let's connect one road through here. And if we want no parking, let's do a tree line street, a grass line street. There's already there's plenty of trees lining the street. I know what angle I'm looking for. I just don't know if I'm going to get it with the snapping turned on. We'll just do that. That's fine. We moved a couple people out. So there's a way to get down here. There isn't a way to really get down to the strip. But we could do... There's sidewalks there, right? We could do some pedestrian pass through here. I think that would be okay. Got the nightclub. We got this tiny little store over here. Let's move a couple things around. Get some footpaths out. Do we do park paths? Do we do what we did before? We can extend that park area down so that it covers all here. I don't care about it being a unique park, right? This is like the third episode in a row with this stuff. I'm sorry, but it's important. So what are we gonna do here? Let's put one right here at the cross. I'm hoping that this will be smooth enough. This should break this zoning just the way we want. Oh, I want to, never mind. Let's do another gate down here. Oh, come on. These things snapping to the curved road are the worst. Okay, we're paused. We go to roads. We go to straight segments. This is a 2-lane with 2-lane road with tram. And we're on straight, and we do that. And it moved out one business. It doesn't appear to have affected the others. Let's double check our zoning. I think that will all be okay. Is this not high density? It isn't, is it? So that's okay. Let's see if it'll let us snap this now to the road. Sorry, I thought this would be a fun little quick project. I didn't think that we'd have to go into these diversions because you've certainly seen enough park paths at this point. So that is a lot of slop. What I think we can do is let's go landscaping tool first. Slope. Small tool. Take it up to there. Get the strength up. And then let's see if this... Let's see if this makes that path any better. I think that it will. Although I think there's only so much it can improve. I don't know. It's a way through on foot, which is what's important. Let's see if we can get the other one over here. It's not going to let me snap this, is it? Of course not. Of course not. It's going to let me snap up here either. All right, let's delete a segment of road. It's the worst. It seems to be a little too finicky about some of this snapping. I feel like the park object should be a little bit more forgiving, attaching to the side of a road. And then a path. Sorry, at some point I'll be done with all this. What is different about these? This one has a bus stop. Is that why that's pinched in like that? So let's replace that segment. Road with tram. Let's go and fix our zoning before we forget. That should be all right. The buildings look a tiny little bit off on close inspection, but I think that's fine. As long as they think they're still connected to the road, that's good enough for me. So I guess it has to be that one. Unless we want to break some stuff. And I guess we could, after the fact, the other thing we could do is come in here and smooth it a little bit. If it lets us. We want to be careful not to come too close to the park, though, because that can get a bit messy. So that might bring some more people down through here. We could do... We've got pretty even demand-wise. Commercial, industrial, and residential. So we could get another street or two in here. Maybe a couple dead ends. Let's do that. Let's move a couple blocks of people in. So we'll do... right there. And then let's get one more in. I'd like to get to the even 10s or the 5s, just because it makes the node snap a little bit, node spacing a little better. Will that connect? That'll connect. So we'll call it quits there. Okay, we're moving in a bunch more people. It does make sense that there wouldn't be this this massive empty spot. Fill in most of this. I guess we could fill in that and that with some small houses. This little plot I'm not going to do, but maybe that one and that one. Since these are individual and not on this slope. So what does this really connect through here? This is kind of a back road that I feel should be some regular commercial. Regular commercial strip. Let's see where that zone is, though. If this is going to be too much of a pain. That's not too bad. Okay, we could do that. We could make this work. So if we dezone just up to the back of those buildings. Rotate our camera a little bit. And then that way we can have just regular commercial along this strip. That's a little lumpy on that side, so I'm not going to do right there. But maybe we can get a couple shops and businesses along here. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like. We'll see if we like it. Let's not do that one. We'll see what that looks like filled in with trees after the fact. Play on 3x speed. Let's check this out. Those roads, thought they were disconnected for a minute. Sometimes when you do things like that by straightening out segments of road or changing segments of road, sometimes the associated transport lines will get messed up. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Come on. I hit play 3 seconds ago. What the? All right. All right. They're going to put this one out, right? We have a second fire helicopter depot now, which is good apparently. I'm pretty sure when I put that in, I said, let's test it. Like a fool. Okay, all right, would they put this one out? And then a completely different fire truck has to come out. Like, you're just going to drive away and ignore this house turning into a crispy marshmallow. Thanks a lot, guys. That's awesome. Service problems with water. Oh, no, I just added new people in there and didn't extend pipe coverage. We'll have to do a quick look at our other city services, specifically the things that matter to people like education and healthcare. I mean, they should matter to you if you're a person. Hopefully they matter to you. Vote. Go vote. Okay, let's double check this. So Pancakes International. Yes, please. I would love some. So we've got this little commercial strip kind of coming in back here now. Buffered away, connected on both sides. Those two kind of avenues that get things connected around here. This is all, this district though that you see on screen is Old Towned, if that's the appropriate way to put that. It was Old Towned. So you can't get to this commercial district from up there unless you live there. You can't cut through it, basically. So hopefully that does the trick. What's burning? Nothing? Okay. Not yet. Crime. Okay. So let's zoom way out. Build wise, right? There's a little spot over here. It's okay to have a little nature, a little bit of trees. You know, we've got some kind of separating out the main road from the back neighborhoods over here. But I like this. I like this a lot. I like the look of this place. I think it's personally my best looking city, but I could be wrong. If you have something in mind, if you've been following along the Let's Plays, let me know your favorite from an aesthetics perspective, but this definitely is mine. We've got all of this area up here we could be using. So we might still consider expanding, but you know, this makes sense to me. You've got kind of this spot where the two highways meet, and on the inside of that loop, you know, you've got a little bit of everything, just not any high density. Highest density we have is the office park back there, tucked in kind of the bottom of the hill. And I think we could do some things over here. You know, this is a little dense. It could use maybe a plaza or two, some clearings, some different buildings. We might consider adding in the other sports arenas. I wonder if that would help us make even more money. We are profitable right now. It goes up and down, but we proved a couple episodes back that overall it is a profitable city. It's just not the biggest money maker. But I think it's, again, I think it's probably my best looking city. All right, so let's have a look through and see what we did not drop in yet. Uniques, modder pack. We've got some of these on the map. Handful here and there. These towers are way too big. You know, do we do something like an electric car factory somewhere? You know, it wouldn't be nested in the farm or the forestry property, would it? Does it need its own exit? Do we even have room for that somewhere? Not really. I mean, we certainly could. Like come up here maybe. What kind of size are we talking? It's decent. It's not that big. We could kind of nest that with things like the nanotechnology center, the research center. I don't know. Let me know if you want to see a build like that off on the side of the map. I'm not entirely sold on that, but it could be a fun way to get some different stuff in here. Uniques wise, I'm pretty happy. We got our casino. That's the most important one. We weren't going to do something like the luxury hotel because it's so tall it does not fit here. We haven't done any kind of zoo. You know, this is just the pre-built object. We could do something like a zoo. But I just don't know where I would put it. That could have probably gone somewhere along here. Maybe over here. I mean, we've got some little spots, but I'm not one that I think would be appropriate. Let's take a little fly through here. Sometimes we see some spots or some things that need attention on the fly throughs. Because the fly throughs, the cinematic camera just flies where it wants to. It'll follow roads, it'll follow pedestrians. And sometimes you get some really strange camera movements because of some really strange road layouts. So we'll see if anything, I mean, I would tighten that up a little bit, I guess, but that hardly seems important at this phase in our city. There's the Bray. I wish we could surface paint and fix the grass over there by the seawall, but I guess it's okay. The ocean wall, I don't know, the lake wall, whatever we want to call it. I've got to get going again on the PC build. Did a live stream a couple weeks in a row and then took a week off and then played some Minecraft with my wife instead on the last stream. So we're just having fun and pushing out content where we can. You know, you got to have fun with it. If it's not your cup of tea, I totally understand, but we're playing a little bit of everything. The trees, that pop in on the trees is so obnoxious. I want to decorate the map with trees, but when you see flyovers like that, the trees pop in and out. It almost defeats the purpose of decorating the map to that detail. Certainly if you're going to move the camera. If the camera's sitting perfectly still and there's no LOD pop in or LOD, level of detail, then it's not that bad. But there are times on console with those texture pop-ins that are just unreal. I've learned a little bit to edit them out if I want to really produce a nice looking video. But if you keep, you know, as we keep flying down the block, you see there are trees constantly popping in and out. It's worst at the beginning when it first cuts to that camera angle, and you can edit out those first few frames, but depending on how your camera's flying, it may still show those problems. Something you can get around on PC with things like ultimate level of detail, cinematic camera mod. You can really control kind of where these sweeps are happening. Now, it's worth showing you. There is a way you could do kind of smoother cinematics on console. It requires, let's turn the rotation sensitivity all the way down and the panning sensitivity all the way down. So now I have to like really push on the controller to get it to move at all. Like this is full on both sticks pressing up, and it's still a pretty smooth camera motion. So let me show you what I can do. Kind of let's follow this tram car, right? And we'll slowly kind of pan the camera around, and maybe we zoom in a little bit, right? We're way out in front of the tram now, but we could like zoom in like this and see all the trees pop in. So you can do some really cool, really smooth movements with the controller. Something that is all but impossible to do on PC with a keyboard and mouse. But you have things like cinematic camera mod, which allow you to do these sort of cinematics anyways. And then when you do overshoot something, when your sensitivity is so low, it takes forever to turn around. But that is something that you can do. I don't think you can change the speed of the zoom, so that just is how hard you're, or how far you're pushing the triggers down, I guess. It's not actually a measure of how hard you're pulling the trigger. It's how far you're pulling the trigger. You could be pulling it really hard, but just, you know, an inch or two. And somebody's mind went someplace dirty there, I'm sure. Get your mind out of the gutter. Let's throw this back up. Where was it? About half? Just under half? And the rotation sensitivity was like a third? I don't know. How does that feel? I can still control it pretty well. Right? I can still do a slower sweeping movement if I wanted to. Right? But you can also fly around fast and get where you need to with those settings, so I'm good with that. One quick look through the info views, I think, before we call it a week here. Our water availability is almost in the yellow. Quick look at economy and budget. Are we down on anything? Do I see one thing that's 101%? Bus and intercity bus? Okay. Everything's at 100. So let's get a water and a sewage treatment in, I guess. Where are we pulling water from? We're pulling water from down here. Are we on this side? Let's see. Does that building automatically come on? I think that attaches to the pipes. It's definitely powered. And it increased our water availability, so I guess we're good there. Let's look at, do we have room for another eco water treatment plant over here? I'd like it to be the same height as the others if possible. We don't have room to get it in over there. It's a little wonky, but it's also on the edge of our map, and if we don't have to look at it, I'm not going to worry about it too much. The question, I guess not that, I mean, we answered it right away if it's powered. But when you're doing things like this, be careful, because you only have so much power from these two windmills. Make sure you're not running over and underpowering these. If you have a service problem, it might be that this area is just not getting enough power because it's all doing its own thing. How's this? Yeah, it's all right. Like if I really wanted to, I could delete this curve, flatten the ground a little bit, straighten that segment out just enough to put one more sewage treatment plant on there, or eco water treatment plant, and then curve it back in the same way. But you know, the others are very uniform. This one's a little off. But when do we see this? You know, you almost don't even notice. You can't see the windmills from here with that fog. Okay, there you can. If the backdrop is the actual sky, it's easier to pick up. Let's watch our $20 machine at work. $20. Love it. Love it. That is definitely helping us make some money. I should do that. Over here. Do the same thing. Make people pay to get out on foot, or somehow highway these, so that it's very limited how you can get in and out. And then there's another one over here somewhere. So we could do that same thing where all those people that are coming out have to pay a park fee to get out. But we did that on the previous episode, so I'm not going to worry about that too much here. Not enough educated workers, right? Not enough educated workers. Where's our education at? We did move a bunch of people in now. Let's look at our elementary. These people just moved in. So that's why. That's why they're not educated, hopefully. We are kind of on the edge of the green in terms of availability. So let's throw one more out there at this area. I think that's okay. Because is that the only elementary over here? It is. So that'll help cover this side of the neighborhood. We can inspect on an individual school. 182 of 250. So there's room at that one. Although this one already has 150. This one's already half capacity, so that was not a wasted investment. High school wise, also kind of dipping down. These people over here, I feel like they moved in last episode. I feel like they've been here long enough. They should be educated. Let's get in. What's our cheaper upkeep? The default one, right? So let's throw this right in over here. And let's look at giving them one maybe over this way. Let's do this. We'll move it on this street. Let's pause it for a quick second. Let's go in and break this zoning. Which way? And let's move these, and these out. And just for fun. Fill a couple of these in, and then let's get a different color tree. Just to get some of those in. Sorry, I know I said to do the trees offline, but sometimes when you do an area like this, you need that little filler. We could, I guess, too, do like a basketball court across the street or next to it. Make it, maybe even flatten this out a little bit and bring a road back and do like a little campus. Not unlike what we did over here, right? For the police and fire station. That might be okay to do something like that for a high school. How much does this bother everybody, by the way? That these are just constantly turned off over here. They're decorative, and I haven't finished decorating over here. But that's a good spot for today. Let's call it quits before the whole map bursts into flames. Where are our fires? I had started to go through. Water availability is good. Electric is right on the cusp. That's actually a little concerning because we don't have a lot of overhead here. We're still in the green though. And we're not really moving many more people in. I don't think. We'll see. We'll see if they start complaining. Police and fire. Fairly good. Not the best. It's good enough. He says with very little confidence. Healthcare. We're good. Death care is good, I think. Empty the cemetery occasionally. Child care's got pretty good coverage around the city, as well as senior care or elder care. High schooling's way good in the green now. Way over capacity. And it looks like we've got high schools everywhere where we need them. University coverage. These people are not university educated. Why is this not districted? Why is this not covered in the district over here? By the way, I never went in and named a lot of these. So if you've got ideas, little inside references, literary and movie references, especially 80s and 90s, are always appreciated. Let me know in the comments or let me know in the Discord as well. But stop burning. Fire and crime in the same building. Apparently the crime was arson at the gym. All right. Well, I hope you had a good week. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I hope you have a good day whenever you are watching this, and stay tuned. I'm bound to get back on schedule at some point or another. We're working our way through Rosewood, and I want to do these little projects. Like I'm tempted to just, do this offline, do a cinematic episode and call it quits. But I want to show you these little tunes and tweaks that I do to the city. And kind of keep you informed of that along the way. I'm also not in a rush to finish this one because I don't know. I haven't really finished a city yet. And I feel like there's, I could put that stamp on it and say, okay, here's the cinematic. It's done. It's over. But I want this one to really feel detailed and really feel cleaned up. And We're obviously limited some ways in the things that we can do on console without mods, without Move It, without extra landscaping tools and all kinds of tips and tricks and all kinds of tricks that we can do. There's that texture pop in. So, you know, we do what we can, and I think this one's coming out pretty good. I'm loving it. I love it when we see it at the right angle. Maybe we'll see it at night next week. Got to get back to the stream build, the PC build, so stay tuned for that. And we'll be playing probably some Minecraft this weekend. I don't know if we ever agreed if it was going to be Apple Buddy, my wife, or my channel, but we're gonna take on the dragon this week. We we started a series on her channel, a stream where we were doing couples Minecraft, and then we invited a bunch of our friends to play in the same realm, and we just streamed, you know, like a week or two later, and we're gearing up to fight the dragon. We did not do a very good job telling the story of how we got there, so I don't know. Tune into one of our channels for that. But to find out more, come on by the Discord. All kinds of info over there. We talk cities, we talk other games, and people play on every platform. So regardless of what you're on, what questions or comments you may have, we can probably help you out over there. But thanks so much for tuning in. New content, hopefully Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays of some sort, whether it's videos or streams, and what it is, I don't know yet, but that's what I shoot for. So check back on the regular for those. Hit the bell to get notifications for updates in this and other series if you want to be notified when those things are happening. And as far as that, I think that's it. That's a week. It's a Friday. It's the weekend. Let's get ready to, well, I mean, not that we're all not working. Some people work on the weekends. Hopefully you're not working. I'm going to take it easy this weekend. And, yeah. That's the outro. Until the next time. You've got to be kidding me. Why? Tell me you saw that, right? I was legit about to just be like, okay, we're done. That's it. That's the episode. Silly outro. Look at all the helicopters. Good thing we installed those. All right, so this happens a lot. If you're new here, get used to it. If you're not, then you probably are hearing Will Smith in your head right now. And that's okay, because we're protecting the city with multiple helicopter depots, which I didn't think should be necessary in a town of about 30,000 people. But yeah, the game has it out for me. So hopefully you have better luck with fires. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Until then, they're going to put this out, right? It's spreading down the street. It should be fine. We'll be back. Until the next one. This is Move the Mouse signing off. It is spreading down the street. Come on.